here you can see sign up form, and if I click here you can see login form. So this form guys we are gonna implement. It's this beautiful form. So for this what I can do is wait guys, give me just 1 second. Okay, and here let's just generate new component. So ng generate component, and what I'm gonna give name here, ng generate component auth component I will give you. Okay, so let's give it auth, and inside auth component we'll write our all the logics. So for now what I'm gonna do, I will go to app component dot html actually, and instead of app home I will comment out this, and here I will write app auth. Okay, and I need to import this auth component inside my import section ts file. So auth component. All right, now let's go to here and let's check. So you can see auth is working fine. All right, no problem. Now what I need to do is first let's go to here, auth component. Okay, our auth is working fine. Now let's go to auth.html file. All right. So here we are gonna start. Okay, so let's write one div. Let's give some class. So it's gonna be flex, justify center, then hide screen, and item center, then overflow hidden. Okay, and let's create one more div. Let's give it class name container. Actually we don't have container, so we'll define all the properties inside auth.component.cs file. Okay, so don't worry about it. Now let's write here one more class. Let's give it cover. Here we need to give ng class, and let's give it like this, and here route active is register. So like this, route active is register. So actually we don't have is register field here, so we need to define it. Is register equal to, let's make it false by default, and actually let me close all this file and go to here, so we can focus only on auth component. Now let's create one more div. Front part it's gonna be, and let's create image, and we need this image. So copy image address, let's paste it over here. Yeah, this image address we need. Control Z, control copy, control C, and I need to paste it over here. Alt Z. Now let's create one more div after this image. Here I need to give class text, then span. Okay, and here I need to give class text1. Okay, so let's copy this text from here, and I'm gonna paste it over here. Now then let's create one more span and copy this text, this lower, sorry, not bigger but smaller. Let's connected. Okay, and now let's minimize this front and let's create back as well. So what I'm gonna do, I will give class name back. Inside this I'm gonna create one image, Control Z. Let's go to here and let's copy this image, open image in new tab, but I'm getting same image. Why it is happening? So what I'm gonna do is from here I will copy any image. Okay, so let's go to I guess we can copy this image. Let's copy this image. Copy image address, paste it over here, copy, paste it over here. Okay, now let's go to here. Actually, let's go to here. Okay, after this image, guys, we need to write our form. Okay, so let's now minimize this back as well, and this, which is this div? So I guess this, yeah, inside the container. Now here I can write my div for forms. So let's give it class form, height's gonna be full. Okay, inside this I'm gonna write my form. So let's create one div and let's write here class name form content, and height's gonna be full. Let's create here one more div, class login form. It's gonna be login form, guys. Okay, below it we'll create our register form. So yeah, now let's create here one hashtag, right here sign up, and let me give some style to this. So class name text will give a large, font will give bold, then text center, and padding bottom will give 8. All right, and here we are gonna write our form. So what I'm gonna do is let's go to create recipe and copy our form. Control A, copy. Let's go to here, paste it over here, and two things we need. That is nothing but recipe item and on submit. So guys, don't worry, we'll change it later. Okay, we'll change the value, and now let's go to here. It says ng class since isn't non-property div. Oh, div is not non-property, so we can't give ng class. Since isn't known property of div, can't bind ng class. or maybe let me refresh this. So let's go to our auth, and component is coming from core component auth. Let's do one thing and just comment out our form for while. Once our issue is resolved, then we'll make it fix. We'll comment it out. ng class inside isn't a non-property of div. ng class. Okay. Rotate active. Rotate active. Now let's go to here. Rotate. Now it should be work, I guess. What is the problem? Or maybe should I import common module? So let's try import common module from Angular common. After importing common module, it should work. But I need to use this common module here. Common module. Alright guys, now it's working fine, and let's activate our form. So what I'm gonna do is I will go to here, and here. Now we need to import some more modules. That is nothing but this. Let's copy this and let's go to here. Let's import here. So met input, met form field, met input, met form field, met button, okay. Now which are left? Common module. Why it's giving me like this? Form module, forms module. Forms module. Cannot find name, quick fix, change spelling mistake. Okay, common module. All right, and let's go to auth, and we don't need this radio button. So what I'm gonna do is I will do this. Okay, so we need to guys write CSS for our okay, we need to write CSS for our auth component, then it will work. So let's write our CSS here. So first let me or maybe let's go to here, actually not here. Okay guys, I'm gonna copy code. Okay, copy CSS code and I will explain you. So projects city angular city production dir city course recipe sharing f cd course recipe sharing app recipe sharing app. Okay, let's open it with VS Code. All right, and inside that, yes, I trust the author. I will go to Angular, then src, then app, pages, auth, and inside that auth I will copy this all code, CSS code only. Okay, and I will make you understand it, no worries. Now let me check it's working or not. All right guys, you can see it's working perfectly fine here. All right, but we don't have any button and for changing it, so we'll make it fix, no worries. But let me show you this CSS file so you can write in your by yourself. So guys, first I have implement this, or maybe you can say that I have import this Google font. All right, all set. Then this style for universe I have write margin 0, padding 0, box sizing border box, and family font pops in I have used, that's come from Google Fonts. Okay, container CSS guys, you can see here position relative max width 800 850 pixel, width 100%, padding 40 pixel, then 30 pixel, box shadow I have given, then perspective, height, and background color. Then guys, container cover. Okay, container cover I have this give this CSS. You can pause the video and write all this CSS. Since guys it is not a CSS video, I'm not gonna cover all this CSS because we are gonna focus on learning Angular in this video. Okay, that's why. So container router active, route active. Okay, this, then container cover front, container cover back. Okay, you can see this CSS as well. All right, now let me make it Control F6, so yeah, it will be better to understand you. Now cover back this, and this container cover before and after, then container cover after, then container cover image CSS, then container cover text CSS, then cover text 1 and text 2 CSS, cover 2 CSS, then container form content. Okay, form content, and form content, login form and sign up form. That's it, login form and sign up form. All right guys, so now let's go to here and alt shift, let's do alt shift F. Then our form is starting from here. Okay, so we need to make some changes inside this, so we'll do it, no worries. All right, and what I'm gonna do is guys, give me just 1 second, thought about it a little bit. Okay, so let me do this here. Let's check. Yeah, now it's look like this. Okay, now I need to change this field, old field name. Okay, so let's change the field name first. Let's go to our TS file. Now instead of this recipe item, I'm gonna write here register form. Register form equal to new form group. Okay, registration form. Inside this I need to pass full name equal to new form control. Form control will come from, let me show you that from where I'm Angular form field. Okay, form control with actually Angular forms, form control, form group and forms model. These three things come from Angular form. And now form control, here I need to give value, and here I need to give validation condition. Okay, so we have guys validators inside it. Validators, we can use it, so we don't need to write validation by ourselves, we can just use its validators. Okay, validators dot required, and if we have email, then we can write validators dot email, it should be valid email. Okay, so many conditions we have already built, we don't need to build ourselves. Validate required, so, and then validators dot email, you can see that email, then length, name, maximum length, minimum length, then all this field guys you can check out by yourself. Okay, but for now I'm gonna use here email, so let me do this. Okay, now let's write for password as well. Copy, and here I need to give password. So password should be minimum length and maximum length. So let's give here minimum length. Minimum length should be 6 of our password. All right, and yeah, that's it for our registration form. Now let's write for our login form. So here let me write our login form. Login form, so inside login form we don't need full name, so we'll remove it, and we don't need to write this minimum length in our login password, we don't need to define it. Okay, and yeah, that's it. Now here we don't need on submit. We are will write here two handlers, one for register, one for login. So let's write here handle register, handle register registration user, or handle register. Let's write handle register, and inside this will console.log register, and here this dot register form. We are gonna console this dot register form. Let's write handle for login, handle login, and inside this will console login form value. So login, and here we'll write login form, this dot login form. Okay, so these are the done. Now let's go to here, and here guys, as you can see, not here but here we have give on submit, so we don't need to give here on submit. Instead of, we need to give here handle register. Okay, and now we need to change all this value as well. So instead of title, I will give here full name, and in the description I will give full name, sorry, in the placeholder value. So value will become a register form dot full name, or maybe we can ignore it as well, but yeah, here we need to give full name. And I guess now we don't need to provide this ng module, because we are using here of form, so we can give directly. And how you can give it directly, let me show you this as well. So guys, you can give here inside form itself. Let's go to here you can give directly form group. So form group equal to registration form, register form, register or registration, login form, registration form. So let's copy this and give it here, registration form. Okay, now what I need to do, handle register. Okay, handle register is fine. Then here made input placeholder our full name, value we don't need to give it, we can just remove it. A name also we don't need to give it, and ng model also we don't need to give. Instead of, here we need to give form control name. So form control name equal to full name. Okay, now we need to copy this for all, like value, name and description. Here we need to give instead of full name, here we need to give email, and let me write here email, because it's for email. All right, after email we need to provide our password field. So password, and here we need to give password. And anything else, what is it, form group, registration form, since isn't a non-property, form group. Okay, so I guess we need to import form group as well. Okay, so let's import it. From here, form we have form group, actually form group module, made form field model, reactive forms model. Here we need to give reactive forms module. Okay, and now how you can find out that, by go to material UI, and here if you go to input, inside the input example, here you can see input in form, and here if you go to TS file, you will came to know that we need to add form module, made form field module, made input module, but reactive form module not here. Okay, so basic input, let's find out something else. We have only form, don't have here you can see form field. So let's go to example, and if I expand this, you can I don't have here also reactive. Here you can see reactive form modules. Okay, so yeah guys, that's how you can find out. So here it's using form control. Okay, so that's how you can find out what is the module we need to add in imports to resolve this error. Yeah guys, now full name, email, and instead of image we need a password. So let's go to auth here, and placeholder password. Here I need to give password, and let's give all right, let's go to here, and full name, let's write code with Josh, and let's write email as well. So code with Josh @gmail.com. let's write password 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Let's create, and inside form groups, so we need to console here form groups dot value. So form groups dot value, you can see that we have lots of properties inside the registration form, but we'll use value, this value. Okay, and here also we'll use value. Now let's check it again, it's working or not. So code with Josh, code with Josh, and here I need to give gmail.com. then let's write our password 5 6 7 8, and let's create, and you can see our full name, email, and password are coming as expected. And we need to give a fixed style, so let's give it. Let's go to let's give star width full. Instead of create, I will write here register. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I will copy this form, copy, I will paste it over here instead of register I will write here login. Okay, now let me go to here, and instead of login I will write here sign up form. Then here I will write login, and instead of register form here I will write login form. And here handle login instead of handle register. Okay, so these are the changes I need to make. And in login we don't need full name input field, so we'll remove it. Okay, and handle login does not exist on why handle login is not exist here. I have given handle login. Okay, so it's just a spell mistake. Now if I make this register true, you will be able to see login form. No, why? Okay, so let's go to here, ng class route active is register, then route active. And what will happen in route active? So let me find out with Control F. Route I didn't write here route active. Let's go to here. Why have not route active? Rotate active here, not route active. So here we need to give rotate active. Rotate active. Rotate active. Let's go to here. Yeah, now it will be fine. You can see the login page, and if I make it false, let's go to TS file. You will false. You will be see the register form. Okay, so but we don't need this. We need to change it using handler. Okay, so let's write here code for this. So what I'm gonna do is after form here I will write one div. Inside this I will write have account then I will show one button, and here I will write login. If you have already account, then you can log in, no need to register. Okay, so let's give here a match button, then color gonna be primary, and or maybe we can give here sign in. Have account, but this is the login page, so don't have account. Don't have account, then sign up. Sign up here we need to give. Okay, and let's give some classes to this div. Item center, then gap maybe 2, justify center, and margin top let's give it 9. Okay, and here we need to give one click. So toggle panel, we'll give it name toggle panel method. Toggle panel. Okay, and we need to implement this toggle panel inside our TS file. So inside this toggle panel, what we are gonna do, if is register is true, then we'll make it false, and if it is already false, then we'll make it true once somebody click on the toggle button. So this dot is register equal to not is register. Okay, if it's already true, then we'll make it false, and if it's already false, then we'll make it true once somebody click on this toggle button. So here we don't have toggle button, so let me go to here and copy this, and what I'm gonna do, I will, oh my god, what is this? Okay, I will minimize it, I will maximum this and go to below, and here after this form I will paste it over here. Now you can see sign up. So when I click on this, you can see this animation is happen and our panel is changed. All right, so yeah guys, you can see it's working perfectly fine. Okay, so I guess our design part is done. Now we need to implement our API. Okay, alright guys, so now it's time to integrate our Spring Boot API in our recipe sharing application. So for that we need to first create services and write our actions inside that. So what I'm gonna do, I will create services here, but not inside pages. I will create one directory inside app. So let me go to one directory back, then let's create one directory called services. Okay, services, actually services. Inside the services we'll write auth service and recipe service. So let's go to services first. So inside auth services we'll write auth related logic, and inside recipe services we'll write a recipe related all the actions and logics, like create recipe, then edit recipe, okay, delete recipe, all this thing, and get all recipe of course. So now let me generate services for this. So for that guys, I need to do ng generate service, and service name I need to give here, that is nothing but auth service. So let's give it auth. Okay, auth service, and let's hit the enter. Let's wait, it will take some time, and yeah, you can see that our services are ready here. Auth service, but it has directly create file. He didn't create a new directory for us. So what I'm gonna do is let me create one directory auth, and let's move this to file inside auth. Okay, now let's create one more directory for recipe. Inside that cd recipe, inside that recipe I will create recipe services. So ng generate service and recipe service. Okay, it will also generate our recipe services. You can see both the files are generated. Now let's go to auth service and write our logic or actions here. So what we need to do is first let's define our base URL. So private base URL, and guys, if you didn't started your backend, then please start. So let me check my backend is running or not. Localhost 5454. Okay, so you can see that our backend is running on 5454 successfully. Now what I need to do is let's copy our backend API from here, go to here this URL, and need to give here our URL, base URL. I need to give equal to base URL. Okay. All right. And inside constructor, let me define HTTP. So private HTTP, guys, we need HTTP for making a request from server using API. So yeah, now we need to import HTTP client, or since we are using here HTTP client, we need to provide HTTP providers in fconfig. Okay, so HTTP providers, actually not HTTP providers, we need to provide HTTP client. Okay, provide HTTP clients like this. All right, it's done. Now what I need to do is let me go to services again, and yeah. Now guys, let's write here auth subject. So what is auth subject? So guys, auth subject will hold our all the values. Okay, so behavior subject, I need to give here behavior subject, and here like this. So user null. What I mean by that, guys, so actually when we call our action now, that time we get some values. Okay, if we want, then we can store that value inside this auth subject, and it will act as a store or maybe memory. Okay, here you can save all the values, and then you can access this subject's value anywhere in your application, in whole your application. Okay, so yeah, that's how. But if you didn't get now, then just wait, you will be understand, guys, once we use it. Okay, so for now just understand that it will store our whole user value, and this user value then will use anywhere in our whole application using this auth subject variable. Yeah guys, now let me write here login action login, and here user data I need to give any, then observable, wait, I need to make it observable, and any. Okay, let's return. Then this, guys, as I told you, by using this HTTP we'll make HTTP requests from server using this HTTP. So let's use this dot HTTP dot post method. Since we need to make post request for login user, here we need to give, actually not like this, like this. I need to type define here type will be any for now, and here we need to give our URL or maybe API, backend API. Okay, so this dot base URL, and then auth sign in, and here I need to give body. So inside body I will give user data. User data. So I guess I have made a mistake here. Login user data. What is the problem? Login user data, any observable. Okay, I had made the mistake here. I need to give like this. All right, now let's copy this as well and write for sign up. Same for sign up, or maybe you can write a register. Here also we need to give a user data, observable, any, and just need to change this endpoint. Okay, sign up. That's it. Now let's write one more method for get user from the get user using token. So let's write here get user profile. Okay, so for get user profile we don't need to provide any data from client side. Okay, now let's write here header, because we need to send here header inside this method. So new HTTP headers. All right, so guys, as you know that if our API endpoint will start from /API, then we need to give bearer token inside authorization header. Okay, so that's why we are writing here headers, but this both method login and register we don't need to provide any headers. So yeah, I hope you will be understand now. Authorization, here I need to give authorization, then bearer, and here I need to give our actual token. So what I'm gonna do is I will write here local storage dot get item, and here I will give JWT. Okay, so I will take token from local storage, then I will provide here. Okay, so guys, whenever our login and register will be success, that time we'll store our JWT inside local storage. Okay, and we'll use this token here. So I hope you will be understand. Now instead of this body I need to give here headers. All right, and then using tap method, using pipe method, or maybe tap, using tap method, guys, I can using pipe and tap, I will store our user into auth object. Okay, which we have defined above. So here what I'm gonna do is const current state. First I will get the current state. So current state equal to this dot auth object dot value. Okay, that's how we can get the current state, means whatever value inside this auth object will access using auth object dot value. Now what I'm gonna do, this dot auth object dot next. By using next we can change the auth object's value. Okay guys, so I need to give here current state and user. I hope you will understand this destructuring concept. You will be familiar with destructuring concept if you know the JavaScript, okay, because I'm not gonna explain here JavaScript. This is just a simple JavaScript concept. Now log out, and here local storage dot clear, and so log out, I will clear local storage, and this dot object, this dot auth object, I'm gonna make state empty, okay, empty object. So that's it for auth service, guys. Now what I need to do is let's write same for the recipe services, okay. After that we'll use this action. So first let's finish to write this as well. Now what I'm going to do is let me copy this 3 line from here and paste it inside here. Okay, let me import this HTTP client and let me import this behavior subject, and here our value will be different. So recipes, so inside recipes we'll store all the recipes which we will fetch, okay, and loading false and new recipe, okay. If we create any new recipe, we can store that recipe inside this. All right, now let's write here one more method for getting headers, okay. Since guys in all the methods which we are writing here, we need the we need headers, okay. That's why I'm gonna write here one separate method for getting headers, so private, so that we can directly access that header using this method. Get headers HTTP headers. All right, now const token equal to local storage dot get item, and here we need to use JWT, then it will return new. So let me go to auth service and let's use this header, new HTTP headers, okay. So copy this, Control V, and new HTTP headers. That's it. All right, now let's write our first method, that is nothing but get recipes. So get the recipes, we need to make it observable, okay, and let's remove this. Inside that let's access the header using get headers. So this dot get headers, now return this dot HTTP dot it's gonna be get method, guys. So we need to give here get, then here we need to pass our backend URL API, backend API URL. So this dot base URL, then API, and need to give here recipe, so it's our endpoint. All right, and here we need to give headers, and then we need to use pipe here. By using this pipe we'll store all the values which we'll get here inside our recipe subject. So what I'm gonna do is instead of auth subject, I will change name it to recipe subject. Recipe subject. Okay, recipe subject you can assume as a store. Headers, right? And here using tab, recipes, what I'm gonna do, first I need to current state, I need current state. So this dot recipe object dot values dot value, this is our current state. Now let's change our recipe object state. So recipe object dot next, and here I will give current state as it is, and then I'll change the recipes value inside it. So also F, that is fine. Now let's copy this and write for create new recipe. Okay, so create recipe, and instead of get method I need to give here post method. Then I need to, URL will be same of our backend API, and here instead of recipes, now it will come only new recipe. So let's give here new recipe, and what we need to do is we need to change this recipes value. Okay, so let's write here our new recipe along with our existing recipes. So existing recipe will be current state dot recipes. Okay, so that's how we'll add. So what I have done here, guys, when we create our new recipe successfully, I'm gonna just add this new recipe inside this array, okay, with existing, so with existing recipes. So yeah, that's it. Now let's write method for update recipes. I will paste it here, right here, update recipe. So now instead of get method I will write here put method. Okay, and also guys, in create recipe we need to define body, okay, which we haven't defined. So here I need to define recipe data, recipe, let's give type any. Okay, same for update recipe, I need to define here recipe data which we want to update, and let's give it here I need to give recipe ID. Alright, now here we'll receive updated recipe. Okay, so updated recipe, or maybe let's updated recipe. Yeah, we'll receive here updated recipe, or current states. Now one more thing guys we need to do is we need to updated recipes. Okay, so we need to update this recipe fields whole, we need to update this recipe values. Okay, so whichever recipe we have update, this recipe we need to replace with updated recipe. Okay, so this I'm gonna do here, this dot the recipe sub, actually current state dot recipes dot map, and I will check here, let me give here type any, I will check here which recipe is updated. So if it's id equal to updated recipe dot id, updated recipe dot id, then I will replace this recipe with updated recipe. So updated recipe, else I will not gonna do anything, else I will give just simple item. And here let me give type any. Okay, and here inside the recipe, now I'm gonna give updated recipe, updated recipes. Okay, so our work is done. Now let's write for delete recipe. So same logic we need to give here, delete recipe, and instead of this put method, now we need to give here delete method. Okay, so delete. All right, and here headers, because it doesn't contain body, so I need to remove the body. And here instead of deleted, I will write instead of updated, I will write deleted recipe. Okay, and I need to filter this deleted recipe. So what I can do, instead of map, I will write here filter, and I will check this thing, if item.id equal to updated recipe dot actually deleted recipe, instead of what I'm gonna do is I will get here a recipe id. Okay, it, and I will write here provide here id only, and I will check if item.id equal to not id, okay, then true, this are not, then true, else filter those recipe. So what I'm gonna do, I will check if any items id equal to this deleted id, then filter that recipe. Okay, we don't need this recipe anymore in our state. So only these things, guys, we are doing here, and other things will be same. All right, now let's write one more method for like recipe. Okay, so let's write here like recipe method, and here we need to give a recipe id, then here I need to give a like, and let's use here id instead of a recipe, and we don't need this body here, right? And yeah, other things will be same as it is. Okay, we don't need to change anything here. All right, guys, so I guess our services are ready to use now. So let's go to auth.html file. Okay, and from here we are gonna call our methods. So let's go to auth component and handle login. Here I will check if this dot login form dot okay, let it be. First let me write here, we need auth services guys here, so we need to define in a constructor, and I realized that we haven't defined here any constructor, so we need to define first constructor public auth service and auth service 2-time auth service. Wow, what a joke. No problem, let's use this dot auth service dot login. Okay, and here we need to give the login data, so this dot login form dot value, and let's subscribe it. Since we have make it observable, we can subscribe this and we can use or track their value here. Okay, so response, and after that what I'm gonna do, in local storage I will set item jwt, and here I will give response dot jwt, and this dot auth service dot get user profile, I will call this action, okay, here, and dot subscribe it. Now I will console dot log login success, and here I will console response. Okay, now let's copy this and paste it in and register as well. So here also we need to do same thing, but instead of login, here we need to give register, and here we need to give register form value, registration form value instead of login form value. Okay, and let me do this, and instead of login success I will write here sign up success. Yeah, now let's go to our browser and let's go to login. So here what I'm gonna write here is we have already one account, that is nothing but I guess Ram's account or maybe Ashok account. Okay, so ashok@gmail.com, and the password gonna be this. Let's log in, or let's see what we have get inside inspect. You get error. So what is this error? Because of course policy you can't access this. Okay, so let's do one thing guys. Now let me close this, and let's go to here. Let me close this, and let's close this as well, close this as well. ng serve -o. All right, because guys our that port number was not inside, not specified. Okay, so this port number was not specified in our backend, that's why it's giving us error. Now What is the problem here? Not understand why it's giving me like this. File name changes, enable watching for file. Let's close it once more, and now ng serve -o. Okay, now it's working fine. Now let's go to sign in button. So here what I need to give is ashok@gmail.com and password this 8. Login. Let's see what we have get inside console. Still we are facing one error. Okay, so error with our endpoint. Let's go to auth service.ts file instead of sign up. Register is fine, but here we need to give sign in. Okay, that's how it will work. And here also we need to change our API endpoint. So instead of auth, here we need to give API and user profile. Okay, maybe now it will work fine. So let's write our email gmail.com 4 5 6 7. Guys, you may wonder like why I'm accessing this user without registering. So we have already registered this user in our database. Okay, that's why I'm using this. Now you can see we have again our error, and that is nothing but paired request. Localhost 5454 sign in. This endpoint. All right, I hope now it will fine. Okay, let's create your password. Let's give password, not create new. Login, and you can see login is successful, but our login is successful, but we have get error with this endpoint. What is this? We don't have this endpoint in our API, users and profile. Okay, so what we need to do is let's go to home page, guys. Inside home.ts, I will write here ng on it. Ng on init. In this method, let me use here auth service public auth service auth service. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, guys, here once it's get yeah, this let me first finish, then I will make you understand. Okay, auth service dot get user profile. ng on init. So wait, guys, give me just 1 minute. ng on in it. Or maybe let me copy this from here, control Z, and paste it inside app.ts file. We need to make it here. Recipe sharing. Okay, and let's define here constructor public auth service and this. Still it's not working. Let's go to auth service, and here let's console if we get any error or something. So console.log get user profile and user. This.api users get user profile. So let's go to, oh, why I have no, not here components.ts file, get user profile. So let's go to here, ng on init, ng on init. But I'm not able to call this get user profile dot subscribe. Why? Let's check what happened if we get any error. Data console.log rec user and data, and if I get any error, then let's console this error as well. So error is console.log error and error. Okay, let's go to here. Oh, we are getting one error, that's why. So what is this? Local hosts 545 for login. Get user profile this.base URL API users and profile. Sign up, sign in under this. Actually, it's gonna be get method. http headers. Now let's check. So you can see we have reg user successfully. All right, we have get the successfully reg user. So now guys, what I'm gonna do is I will go to our this app.component.ts file. Here I will define one user. It will be by default null, actually any, but its value is null by default. Okay, and on the ng on it, what I'm gonna do is this dot auth service dot auth object dot subscribe auth like this, auth this dot user equal to auth dot user. Okay, and also let me change this auth as well. So console.log auth object value equal to auth, or maybe auth state we can say here instead of auth object value, auth state. Okay, and now I will check I will go to HTML file and I will make one condition here. And what is this? Here, all right, if user, then what should I do is I need to render this component, else I will render this app auth component if not user. Okay, if user is logged in, then show this, and if user is not logged in, then show this component. Okay, so that is my simple condition. Now let's go to here, let's do this, and here instead of the share button, what I'm gonna do is I will write username. So let's go to our nav bar. And here I need these things, so let's copy. I will write it here. I don't need this here, I need to import this. Okay, and no need this as well. Now instead of this not favorite but the share button, I will write here user dot full name. Let's remove this. Still problem. Let's remove this. Let's remove this. Let's remove this. Okay, now you can see I have but let me make it met button. Or let's remove this favorite button, we don't need it. Okay, instead of showing that, I will simply showing this username. When somebody click on this username, it will logged out. Okay, so let's implement this as well. So on click, equal to, let's write here handle logout, and let's implement handle logout here. Const handle log out, handle logout. What I need to do, auth this dot actually we don't need to specify const here, and this arrow as well. This dot auth service dot logout. Simple. Okay, and let's define here router as well. So router dot this dot what I given here, router. Okay, I need to make it public or maybe private. This dot router dot navigate, and here I need to specify the path, but we don't need it. Let's do this, and handle logout, logo out. It's not logo out, it's log out. So let's make it fix this typo error as well. Log out. Now is it fine or not? Handle log out and handle log out. Yeah, now I guess it's fine. Let's go to here. When I click, you can see I'm redirect to here. Now let me sign in again. So ashok@gmail.com, and I need to give here password 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. When I click on login, you can see I'm logged in. All right guys, now what I need to do is create new card, but before that let me fetch all the recipe, okay, which are already created. So what I'm gonna do is let me go to home, control P, homepage.component.ts, and inside on it this dot here I need to define the recipe service as well. Let me make it private. Recipe service double service, no, okay, no problem. Recipe service dot get recipes. Okay, and now let me remove this. So if I go to here, you can see no recipe exists, but what I'm gonna do is I will write here recipe dot recipe service dot recipe object recipe subject dot subscribe, and here what I'm gonna do is I'll get all the state. So let me accept state, and this dot recipes equal to state dot recipes. Okay, so I'm not able to fetch all the recipes. let's see. Let me do one thing, subscribe it, and oh, I'm able to fetch all the recipes. Great. All right, now what I need to do is let's go to here, and here I'm using a recipe card, but now I need to use here input means props. Okay, so we need to make it dynamic data. So this, all the datas are currently dummy data or static maybe, but we need to make it dynamic. So what I'm gonna do is, let's go to recipe card, recipe card.ts file. Here I will define one recipe, recipe object. Okay, side recipe card, we'll use here input. Okay, and recipe store in this value, and any, it's gonna be any. So guys, now this recipe will come from here. I need to give this recipe, so like this recipe, and here I need to give value nothing but item. Okay, this item. So that's how it will work. Now let's go to here, and now we can change the value. So inside recipe card, let's go to here. Guys, if you didn't understand, don't worry, I'll make you understand once again. Let me finish it first. Recipe.user.full name. See, it's working fine. Here Ashok is coming. Now instead of this dummy value, I need to write here recipe.description. Why description is not coming? So let's check. So auth state get user profile. As let's console this thing. Not here. Let's console here. Recipe subject. Let's console here. Console.log state and state. So inside recipes, so first we have description. We have this description now. Then why it's not working? So inside recipe card, I'm giving this description. Okay, you can see all the different descriptions are coming, or maybe same description. No, that's all are different. Now let's change the images, then you will be see the real changes, real difference between all this recipe. Okay, so here I need to give recipe.image, and I need to bind this src like this. Okay, okay, but I don't need to change it here, so let me copy this, control set. Guys, this is the avatar card. Okay, I need to change this value. So Alt Shift F, and let me remove this and paste it this. All right. Now you can see, okay, all the different recipes. So guys, now let me make you understand it once more. So what I have done here is, so let's go to first home page component file. Okay, so here I have passed the recipe. Okay, which recipe? So guys, I'm mapping the this recipes array. Okay, so as a JavaScript developer, you may know that now inside this item we have one recipe object. Okay, so this one recipe object I'm passing here inside recipe bracket. I'm passing this item. So now how you can access this recipe inside app recipe card? So let's go to recipe card. So using input inside recipe card, guys, you can access that property here. Okay, it works how, that's how it's work, guys. Or not just like a recipe, you can give anything you want. So let's go to here. Now just like this recipe, you can give any other value as well, like toggle. Okay, so toggle equal to, let me give here true. Okay, so when I give here true, now you can see that, guys, it's giving me error because I haven't received this value. If I give any value here, then I need to receive it in this app card ts file. Okay, so let's go to here and let's receive it. Now let's write input using input. Then here, guys, we can give any variable inside in this variable. So let's give toggle itself and let's give any. Okay, now you can see our error is resolved. Now let's console this. So where I will console it, let's console inside this console.log toggle. Okay, and let's write here toggle, this dot toggle. Now let's go to here, let's go to inspect. Why it's not inspect console. So you can see toggle is currently undefined. Why it's undefined? So let's go to here toggle, let's copy this toggle, and sorry guys, this field this variable should be match. Okay, otherwise it will not work. Let me do this in ng on it, ng on in it. So toggle is coming or not? Toggle. Okay, ng on it, and you can see toggle is true. All right, that's how, guys, you can give anything here. Let's say you want to give false. Okay, so yeah, you can give false as well. So you can check the false, and let's say you want to give any other value. So let me do this, and instead of this, let me write here my name. and let's go to here. You can see toggle Ashok. So yeah guys, that's how you can transfer data from one component to another component. That means you can transfer data from parent component to child component, okay, but you can't transfer data from child component to parent component. You can only transfer data from parent component to child component using input. Okay, I hope now this input concept is clear for all of you. Okay, now let's go to recipe card component again, and let me go to create recipe card, Control P, create recipe form. Okay, and here you can see ng on submit. Now let me define here one constructor and private recipe service Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I will write this dot recipe service dot create recipe. Inside this I need to give a recipe item as a value, and I need to subscribe it. Okay, actually not subscribe. Yeah, that's how. Now let me go to first recipe create recipe form. Yeah, so next data and console.log, let's write here created recipe, and I will write here data, and if we get any error then also will console it. So error console.log and error. Now let's go to here, let's close this, let's open this. Title we need to write, so let's write pizza, and what I'm gonna do, I will go to here, I will copy this image address, paste it over here, check vegetarian description, I will do this, and let's create, and you can see our recipe is created here. Okay, when I refresh it, it's also appear. All right, so our recipe creation is also working guys. Now let's delete this. Okay, so for deleting this, what we need to do is let's go to recipe card, Control P, recipe card component, and let's write here handle delete recipe. Okay, this dot recipe service. So let me define here recipe service, private recipe service and recipe service. Okay, now let's use this recipe service dot delete recipe, and here I need to give that ID. So ID will come from here, let's give it any for now, and let's subscribe it. Now let's go to here, and on this button I need to write handle delete recipe, and here I need to give id. Okay, so id, let's get let's give id from this recipe id. So no need to give from here, no need to receive from here. We can give here recipe dot id. Now it will work, I hope. So when I delete it, you can see it's deleted successfully. Okay, so our recipe deletion is also working fine. Now let's create more recipes so that we can delete it. Let me copy this image address, go to here, title, tomato, description we can give anything, and image address will give this. Let's create. So create. Okay, so we have created so many recipes. Now we can delete them. So you can see it's deleted. This is also deleted, this is also deleted. Okay, so our recipe deletion is also working fine. Now let's edit our recipe. So what we are gonna do is update recipe form component we need to open. So here let's go to here, inside on submit. Here we need first constructor, constructor and recipe service. Okay, now let's use this recipe service dot delete recipes. Okay, here we need to give id, but where this id will come from? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is let's go to our Angular material and check how I can transfer data in model or dialog. So what I'm gonna do is let's go to dialog. In the example, dialog with header action and the action and no dialog overview, no dialog with header, scroll bar, content and action. We don't need inject data when opening a dialog. Okay, we need this. So here just open data, and inside TS what we need to do is when we are opening this data, open this dialog.open dialog data. Here we need to give that okay, so here we need to give component name dialog data example dialog, and here we need to give data and how we can access that data. So you can see that that's how we can access the data. Inject, using inject, met dialog data and met dialog data. Okay, let's go copy this. Let's go to here, and in constructor that's how we can access this. We need to import this inject as well, and import this dialog data. Oh, dialog data, so no suggestion. So let's import this met dialog data. Dialog data, where it's come from? Actually it's an interface, so let's give it any. Okay, instead of data, let's give it name recipe. Okay, so yeah guys, that's how we can access the injected data. Now how we need to inject data in model. So let's go to our recipe card, and when we open that model, that time we need to inject the data. Yeah, here we are opening, and inside this let me give it recipe. Actually this dot recipe to this dot recipe, but we need to inject wrap this with curly braces. Recipe, this dot recipe, expected 1 2 arguments but got 3. Let me check it once more. We need to inject the data. So this and the data. Okay, we don't need to give this recipe. Okay, let me remove this. Here we can define the data. So recipe, this dot recipe. Why it's not working? I guess I need to give like this. No. Okay, so I guess there is a syntax mistake, but what? There is a syntax mistake, but what? Oh, it's working fine now. So instead of this, I can give this dot recipe. It's working fine. But if I remove it, this is also working fine. So I have given earlier this is okay, no problems. Let it be. Our issue is resolved now. Let's go to our updated form recipe, and this recipe I'm gonna use here recipe.id for updating. Okay, one more thing, what I'm gonna do is this dot recipe item equal to this dot recipe. Now let me remove this dummy value. Let's remove this as well. This we don't need, this we don't need. Now let's go to here and let's check here. So if I what is this? Whatever. Why data is not injected? 3. Actually not in on submit. Let me exit ng on in it. I will change this recipe item value with this recipe, okay, which we'll get from our model, injected model. So still it's not working. Ng on in, okay, in it. Now it will work fine, I guess. Okay, so you can see that our data is injected successfully. Now what I'm gonna do is let's go to here, and here instead of 3 dummy value I will give recipe ID. So recipe item.id. So you can see 15 id, here are 14, here 16, and if I open this, you can see 7 IDs. Alright, now let's check it's changing the data or not. So let's copy this image address. Let's go to here, let's click on this, and let's replace this image with this image. And here we need to give update instead of create, but let it be. So now let me refresh. It's not working. Okay, Control A, Control V. When I click on control, let's check what is happening. So in the console, when I click on, oh, we are getting only values, but update recipe form component, update recipe form on submit. Why I'm deleting this recipe actually? Oh god, I need to update here, update recipe, and I need to give here id. So this dot recipe dot id. I hope now it will work. Let's go to here on submit. On submit. Okay, let's change the name of the button. We need to give here update, and let's go to here. Instead of value, this dot recipe service dot this dot recipe id dot subscribe. Now let's check next data console.log update and data. If you get any error, then also let's console that error, data, or maybe error, console.log and error. Here we need to give error. Okay, let's check. So let's change this with this, and let's update. Oh, we are getting one error that is nothing but undefined id. Okay, id is undefined. So this dot recipe dot id, what should I do? I should use here recipe item dot id. Now let's update it. Still I have get the error undefined. Okay, so let me this dot recipe item dot id, it not should be undefined. So let's go to service. Maybe problem with the service. Update recipe. Okay, so what I need to do is update recipe form. Okay, so guys, instead of id we need to give here a recipe item. Okay, now it will work. Control A, Control V, and update. So you can see updated it successfully, and if I close it, you can see now it's successfully updated in our database as well. All right, so let's update this as well and check it is working or not. Control V and update, and if I refresh, then you can see it's updated successfully. Now let's update one more. Okay, copy, let's update this. Actually not here, let's update here. Control A, Control V. Now let's click on update, and when I close this, you can see this recipe is updated successfully. All right guys, so I guess we have covered all the things which are needed for beginners. Okay, so that's it for this video guys, or maybe this project. We have completed this project here. Okay, yeah guys, that's it for this project, and now let's meet in new projects. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe guys. We'll bring more interesting projects for you like this, or maybe more advanced project for you. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned. Okay.